Hey guys, how's it going? Mr. Chris here. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience working on the Wukong Monkey King theme park. Okay, back maybe like 10 or more years ago, I worked for this company called Zeitgeist, and the project was for this Journey to the West theme park, TOG. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a Journey to the West. It doesn't have anything to do with a video game that's really popular right now. I mean, I guess it does kind of, but this is a theme park I was working on back in the day. I thought, kind of talk a little bit about my process and, capitalize on the trend. Okay, let's get started. All right, guys, so this presentation is going to be in 3 parts. Part 1, we're going to talk about like the paperwork and stuff, what it's really like to work for a theme park design company. Part 2, we're going to actually talk about the design part itself. And part 3, we're going to talk about like the invoicing and paperwork and actual stuff. So I don't know, I just thought it'd be kind of interesting. How does a project like this work? I usually get some type of email from someone, it might be a referral, and they ask me about what is my availability. Okay, what does that word mean? Usually if someone asks for your availability, it means that they are a pro and they know what they're doing. Because in the freelance world, you aren't always on a job. Like sometimes you're busy and sometimes you're not. So basically you're just asking if you're available to do the project. Sometimes if you're really busy, you'll be like, hey, I'm too busy right now, I can't take it on. Or you say you are available. And next, before we hop on a call, we have to sign something called an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. And I'll pop up something on the screen. This is after you sign it, you send it back to them. They're like, okay, so this is so that we'll tell you about our top secret project. You can't tell anybody about it until we say that it's okay. And we have this contract that you need to sign. Okay. After that, usually they want you to sign what is called a W-9 form. And this is, I'm not an attorney or whatever, but this is just for in the US tax purposes. You have to give them your social security number so that if they were to pay you anything, it'll go to like the tax and stuff. So usually these 3 things, and then we can hop on a call with the boss and stuff like that. Yeah, so on the call, they'll tell you a little bit about the project, what they're looking for, and sometimes they'll like send you an email of like, okay, this is what we have so far, this is the style guide and whatever. So those are the important things. Oh, and before we continue, of course, most important thing, you set up the contract. All right, they're gonna ask you, hey, how much is this gonna cost? All right, so for this client, they sent me the contract, which is actually a little bit unusual. I'd say like 50% of my jobs, I'm the one sending them the contract. Where I have to write out like, hey, what do they want? What is the deadline? How much is it gonna be? The process, like I'm gonna first give you some sketches, then I'll give you the line art, you give me notes, back and forth like this, how many rounds of revisions, that stuff's pretty important. And then after you kind of have that done, then you can start going into the work. So after you sign the contract, you can go ahead and start. So in this process, I had ideation sketches. Okay, I had line art, and then I had color. And in between each phase, you have notes or visions. So they can tell you, oh, I like this, I don't like this, stuff like that, and you'll need to change it. So even after color, there still might be notes and revisions. Usually I say I give the client like 3 to 5 rounds to be generous. Usually 3 would be good, but sometimes they have a couple of extra ones. 3 to 5 rounds of notes. In my contract, I usually say like, okay, you guys get 3 to 5 rounds. And I'll go ahead and show you what that process kind of looks like. I think it'll be kind of fun. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I thought it'd be good to kind of talk a little bit about the project in general. So in Journey to the West, there's a story where the Monkey King goes to like the heavenly palace or something like that. He eats some type of peach that he's not supposed to eat, and he gets like internal life and stuff. So this was kind of the zone I was tasked to do. And I had to research a lot about, you know, the Monkey King and stuff like that. And they also had some ideas for attractions that they wanted me to do. So my first task was to kind of like brainstorm all the attractions. So this was supposed to be like a kid area, and I had a lot of stuff in my portfolio, like kiddie stuff. So that's kind of why I was picked for this project. I had this Sugar Rush kind of like fan art attraction idea, and they really liked that pink. So I think that's why I got chosen for this. This is an idea for like, this is like a peach tree, and it's like a slide where you kind of go up into it and stuff. I thought it was kind of cool. And yeah, it's a peach tree slide playground thing for the kids. Oh, this is some ideas for, you know, sunshades and waterproofing and stuff in the area, coming up with different ideas for that. Oh, this is, I guess, the first version of the slide. I think maybe they said they liked this, but they wanted it to fit more people, so I changed it to this, I think, because I think this is too low capacity. It's important in theme parks that you're able to accommodate a large number of guests and visitors. Oh, this is the idea for like a meet and greet with the fairies in the prince in the area. So I have, you know, the divine peach fairies and kind of like the goddesses here. There's an idea you're meeting around like the tree, and over here, this is the idea of like you're eating the heavenly peaches. Now, I thought it would make sense, but one thing they told me was peaches are actually very expensive. The profit margin isn't that good in a theme park. What they actually wanted instead was like if you have a drink and it's peach flavored, that's much better in terms of profit margin. So in the final artwork, you're gonna see that, hey, you have this peach smoothie thing instead. This is some dress up with the Chinese fairies. Maybe it's a little like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique where you can kind of dress up. They have something like this in Hong Kong too. I actually done this before. A giant peach bounce house. So that was pretty cool. Or ball crawl. So this was bounce house or ball crawl. That was kind of fun. And let's see over here. These are, I think, more sketches of the idea. I think maybe making it a little bit wider or something. This is a long time ago. Oh, this is in 2014, so 10 years ago, literally. I don't remember this. Oh, these are early iterations of the bounce house. House of gold. And it's like there's gold there. Here's a lotus flower. Oh, this is too spiky. I don't know about that. Oh, here's an idea for a cloud pen. Ball pen, but like clouds. So these were just quick marker sketches. Imperial Guard training. So this is a little bit like that Jedi training academy they have at Disney. So this is like the heavenly guards and stuff like that. That type of idea. Oh, here's some like chairs and benches people can sit in and watch while they do their kung fu training. That was just a lot of people did this. I think there's something like this in Universal too, with the Kung Fu Panda thing. Here's more kung fu training stuff, concepts. So eventually they were like, yes, we want all of it.
I think I'll take it. Which one? All of it.
And basically you had to kind of combine everything together. Here I have some kung fu training. I have kind of like a meet and greet area over here. I have the ball pen. I have like a slide thing over here. I have like a fairy kind of floating. And it's a little bit, so I'd first do this sketch and then I'd draw on top of it. Like this is pretty easy to do, you know, I just kind of like go with the flow. Let me see here. Here, maybe I like scanned it and now I'm making it a little bit more detailed. I think maybe they've got given me some notes at this point. I forgot which one I did first. And let's see, over here. Okay, cool. So this is where I like scanned it, I printed it out, and then now I'm doing more detailed drawings over everything. You can see that I'm using just ballpoint pen. I'm just drawing it. Oh, this is kind of cool. The details over here, that's fun. Yeah, I like that. Here's taking pictures and stuff. Here's like trees. So they did give me some notes on this. I think they were saying like they didn't want the mountains to be too high. It wasn't clear if it was like a real mountain or if it's a scenic fake mountain. So that was something the client, wanted me to look at. This cloud eventually was taken down because it's like, is this a real cloud or a fake cloud? It needs to be clear. I think they told me they wanted this to like stick to that and have it be a little bit shorter because this needs to be realistic. This was a little bit more fantastical. It's not just a rendering, it needs to be built. And let's see, this tree, I think it ended up being a little bit too big. They wanted the tree to be, buildable is too expensive. So some notes like these, like helping me ground into realism and being able to manufacture this, that was really helpful being a part of this project. So yeah, hopefully this is kind of cool for you guys to see. And then we'll start getting into the sketches. Okay, so here is the sketch that you see that I kind of gave to the client, and I asked the client like, hey, what do you think? And they gave me the notes. You can see here the tree is a little bit smaller. I think I've toned this down a little bit. And yeah, you can see it in black and white, so the client I'll give this to the client and then kind of give me feedback and I'll make adjustments. Let's see here. Look at look at the size of the tree, man. Way smaller. You hear that would be so cool, but it's really expensive. Now this is way smaller. What else? The mountains are way smaller too, you see? Mountains are way toned down. And what other differences are here? I think that's mainly it. Yeah, I think that's mainly it. And then here I'm starting to color. Yeah, just doing more color stuff here. Now, this workflow isn't something I do anymore. This is when I was more of a beginner. Nowadays, I don't draw the people on the same layer as the background. I always have them on separate layers because it's way easier. This is, I was kind of still really green back then. So yeah, you can just see that I'm coloring here. I will be using some photos. So you can see I'm using photos, but I'm trying to blend it in. During this time, like photo bashing was still kind of new-ish. So like you would photo bash, but you try to hide it. Nowadays, unapologetic will like photo bash and stuff in the industry. So yeah, you can see I'm putting some like photos for the faces and stuff over here. Putting stuff in, painting more, putting more photos and stuff. And yeah, making and I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. So here is the final. Okay. So yeah, I think there are some things that I don't quite like about it. So I've done this like 10 years ago, right? When I was like still really new. And some things that I've asked people to kind of help me critique is that the style, there's like 3 different types of people on here. So one type of person here is like the hand-drawn person, which is fine, right? But you also have people who are like photos, and this is like kind of weird proportioned. And this is like photo, but this is kind of like Pixar face. And this is a photo. And these are like photorealistic too. It's like this one, you don't know if they're a mascot, if that's a real face, or if it's like a Donald Duck, So I think that's something that someone said to me. And over here, I also have like these black silhouette people. And you can have those, but if you're gonna have people, they should all be like that, Here, it's confusing where it's like I have this painterly people, photorealistic, it's kind of all over the place. So yeah, I'm kind of like roasting my own drawing here. Something I'm kind of working on is, I know this is really controversial, but I'm thinking about using AI. Check this out. Boom. Check that out. So I'm using kind of like AI and I'm individually like changing these things. So you can see like it looks much better. Now this does take a long time to do because AI is not good at doing like multiple people. It's not like really perfect, but you can see like, I think that looks a lot better. I am going for that like 3D look. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't really work. But yeah, it's something using AI, like you have to master the tool. And I think AI art is a spectrum. Like basically I took my own drawing to create this, and is it like AI created, if it's created from your own stuff, and I don't know, whatever. But yeah, this is something I'm kind of working on. Maybe you prefer the original or not. So yeah, let's go back into part 3. So basically, eventually after they approve of it, then you send the invoice. So how that looks is of the previously agreed upon number, and usually you get paid like maybe 30 days. We call it net 30 in the industry, so you don't get paid right away. I think at Disney and Universal, they have something called net 90. So they make you wait 90 days before you get paid. Yeah, I know, it's like, because yeah, it kind of sucks. So that's unfortunate. Imagine like every time you work a job, you don't get paid until 90 days later, right? So to kind of give you an idea of the timeline of this, I would say part 1, this thing is like 1 week. Just like email, NDA, W-9, there's 3 forms, then you're on a phone call, and then you do a contract. This is about a week of your time. You know, maybe 3 days at the top. You know, if you're really, really fast, 3 days. And then part 2, sometimes people want stuff in like a week, like one thing or less. For this one, I was pretty new, so they gave me like 2 weeks to do it. But there are other people on the team who are doing it within like, you know, a day or 2 days. Like nowadays, like if I had like nothing else to do, I could do like 1 or 2 days. But you know, I'm pretty busy now, and I'm not that fast anymore. Okay, and then the invoice, this part, you know, try to invoice them as soon as you can. This is probably 30 days until you get paid or more. There's a lot of times I'd say like 50% of the time I don't get paid on time. Like maybe it'd be like 35 days or 40 days. And then you have to send an invoice to the email to the client, reminding them like, hey, you know, just to let you know, I haven't received payment yet. Just a friendly reminder. You know, you still want to be friendly and professional. And, but still you're like, hey, how come I haven't received a check yet? But I want to say this client that I worked with was really good about paying, which is, I think, something to really be grateful for. So, you know, the team I worked with was really great. Now, I think I do want to say what's kind of interesting is how often do I receive these jobs? So, like, this is like the only time I've worked with this client. I had another opportunity, but I was unavailable at the time. I was working on another project. So, like, of your calendar, you like, if this is your month, okay, so imagine this is your calendar, right? So let's say in January you worked for a client for 2 months. You might not get another job until like March for like maybe like a couple of days. And then like in April, maybe you get like a week. And then May, nothing. June, maybe June is really busy. You get 4 weeks in June. And in fact, there's like another client who also wants time. So you're working like 2 projects at a time or something like this. Boom, super busy. And then nothing. Nothing for August, nothing for September. October, oh, maybe you get a little project here. And then November, maybe you get a week. And then nothing for December. So my schedule as a freelancer used to kind of look like this, where it's like, man, out of all the weeks, I'm not working that many days. You do get paid a little bit more than average. I think I don't want to like, usually people don't like saying numbers, but I would say for someone who is, you know, just graduated out of college, maybe has like 10 years of experience or less, the industry standard used to be like maybe like $50 to $100 an hour, which sounds like a lot. But if you look at the number of hours that you're working here, it's not that many hours you're actually working. So yeah, I don't know why I said that, but you know, I thought it'd be helpful. But anyways, that's it for the video. So hopefully that was helpful for anyone watching. This was meant to be a very candid video where it's not scripted. I'm just talking. I had a video where it was candid like this too, and people seem to enjoy it. So yeah, there we go. Okay, thanks guys. Subscribe if you want more content. Let me know what you thought. Okay, bye.